Yo, what's good, boys? It is Yap MMA. We are back with another video. Today, we got some of the winners, some of the losers from UFC 315. As you can see, they're all in boxes and they have an empty box next to them. I'm going to be giving them their next opponent, the best next matchup that I believe is for some of these winners and some of these losers of UFC 315. It was a solid pay-per-view. If you don't already know, I was actually at UFC 315. It was my first pay-per-view live. It was a great fight card. Some boring fights, but ended it off with a banger. Jack Della Maddalena and New beat Bilal Muhammad, right? Beat him down pretty badly as well. Really, really good win by Jack Della Maddalena. So that kind of leaves us with Bilal. What do we do with Bilal, man? Is he going to stay in the UFC? Is he going to keep fighting? I think he will keep fighting. He took a lot of damage in this fight. I think he's going to have to take some time off. And this next opponent that I think he should face also needs time off to heal from an injury, and that is Shavkat Rakhmonov, the guy that he was supposed to fight initially at UFC 315. And honestly, Jack Della Maddalena was supposed to be an easier fight for Bilal Muhammad. And, he got destroyed by Jack Della Maddalena. So is it going to be a good fight for Bilal, or is he going to lose to Shavkat? I don't know. I honestly was going to pick Bilal in the fight against Shavkat. I think he was going to get the takedowns. I think he was going to push the pace. I think he was going to be really tricky to finish because Shavkat does kind of need to finish you, or he's going to slow down. Even in the Ian Gary fight, he was getting close to getting finished by Ian Gary. I think this is going to be a tough fight, but both guys need time off, man. Bilal's lip was completely busted after the Jack Della Maddalena fight. He took a lot of damage, wore it really badly on the face, and Shavkat's got some sort of injury right now. I think it's a foot injury or something. He's bouncing off of injuries. He's not going to be back for at least I think 5-6 more months. So that's kind of good for Bilal. He needs a time off, needs to get back, heal up, and get back in the gym. And then I think make this matchup. It's a good matchup, man. And I don't think Shavkat is number one contender. I don't think he deserves that title shot. Out of everybody, man, I would rather see Sean Brady get it. I'd rather see Buckley get it. I would even rather see Gary get it. And I know he beat Gary, but I would genuinely rather see Gary get it. There's more beef. There's more entertainment around that. Shavkat, besides the fact that he was a 100% finish rate guy before fighting Ian Gary, and the fact that he's undefeated, he's not that entertaining, outside of just him fighting, right? His fight style is fun. He's entertaining, but it was a slow, boring fight against Ian. And, give credit to Ian. That was probably Ian's fault that it was slow and boring, but we're not going to see Shavkat for a while. I don't think he deserves that title shot right away. I think he should fight Bilal, man. And if he beats Bilal and if he finishes Bilal, give him the title shot. But there's a lot of other guys in line for that title shot, which we will move on, man, to the new guy and new Jack Della Maddalena, man. I fucking called it. I called it. Go check that video, boys. Go check that video. I posted that 4 or 5 days ago. I called it. Jack Della Maddalena styled on Bilal Muhammad, beat him down, outboxed him, was able to stuff the takedowns, was able to just absolutely cloud Bilal and just put the pressure on him. Even in round 4 and round 5, where I thought Bilal might have the cardio advantage, Jack Della Maddalena had that shit in the bag. Good win by Jack Della Maddalena, but he is not. Oh, he's not safe, man. He is not safe. There's a lot of guys who want that belt. There's a lot of guys that are coming for that welterweight belt. And one of those dudes, man, you got to know it, man. You got to expect this. Islam Makhachev, he wants that welterweight belt, man. He's moving up to welterweight. It's basically confirmed. It's basically confirmed. It's like 99% confirmed. We were supposed to get Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. I don't think we're going to get it since JDM won. If Bilal had won, it would have been a different question. I think Islam might have still moved up, to be honest. He doesn't seem to care about Bilal as much as Bilal cares about him and Khabib and stuff. They kind of just want that double champ status. They want that belt. And I think Islam did not really give a fuck about the fact that Bilal lost, honestly. And I think he wants that belt. So I do believe Islam will move up. And just because of the fact he's pound for pound number one, he's defended the belt a bunch. He's on a 15 fight win streak, about to break Anderson Silva's record. 15 or 16 fight win streak. He's about to break Anderson Silva's record, and they're going to give him this fight, man. He doesn't really need to fight a challenger besides, me. Nah. I don't think there's a challenger Islam needs to fight. I think he deserves that title shot right away against Jack Della, and Della's ready for it, man. Jack Della's been calling for it. JDM wants that fight. He said Perth, Australia. I think you book Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev main event in Perth, and then you book Volk versus Evloev as the co-main, man. That's a great co-main and main. You got the two Aussie champs. That's a great card you could build for Australia. They're supposed to have a fight night in at least 4 or 5 months or something. Turn that into a pay-per-view. Put the two Aussies on it. Perfect pay-per-view, man. We will move on though to the defending champion, Valentina Shevchenko. I picked Shevchenko, man. This was a perfect example of Tatiana Suarez versus Zhang Weili. It was the same exact thing. Zhang Weili being counted out and being the underdog per se, and she was, seen as the old dog, and it was a new generation coming in. It just hasn't been that, man. It hasn't been that. Valentina Shevchenko and not Tatiana Suarez and Zhang Weili are holding down the fort. These unks are holding down the fort, man. 37-year-old Shevchenko still gets that win. It was a close fight against Fiorot, but, she got the better of the exchanges, got some takedowns, did the better work. But there's a clear number one contender. You can either book Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili, which is a super fight, right? Zhang Weili's calling for it. I think it's a great fight. I think that is the GOAT fight for WMMA, and I think you should make it before both these women retire. Shevchenko's getting old. Zhang Weili's going to just keep getting older, right? Like, make that fight as soon as possible. But if not, you got a number one contender in Natalia Silva. I mean, she fought on the same card. It makes sense. Just beat Alexa Grasso. Clear win. Didn't take any damage in that fight whatsoever. Not even a single scratch. Just beautiful execution by Natalia Silva. And I think it's a good fight. Shevchenko's tough, right? She's shown that she is the best in the world and that she's really difficult to beat. She's really difficult to beat. You need a fluke submission like Alexa Grasso had to beat her, man. And I don't think Natalia Silva is going to do that. I think this will be a scrap on the feet, and Shevchenko can mix up the takedowns. I think it'll be a fun fight, and it's the fight to make because Natalia Silva will be number one in flyweight come Monday or come Tuesday. She will be number one ranked in flyweight. I think it's the fight that makes sense, man. But we will move on to the next fighter. Ayman Zahabi, retires Jose Aldo. Sad time for Jose Aldo fans. Really, really sad, man. I did pick Ayman Zahabi. I just thought he was going to be the fresher fighter later in the rounds. It was really close. Jose Aldo should have knocked him out. Aldo should have knocked him out in round 3. I'm going to be honest. The soccer kick, nasty work. Like, Aldo should have knocked Ayman Zahabi out. Zahabi just rallied back, really just dog work. Respect by Zahabi for somehow surviving that flurry by Aldo and then getting on top, landing elbows, finishing the fight strong. And he gets himself a nice win, and he had a call out on the mic. And I think it's a solid call out, honestly. He's getting older. He needs to boost up the rankings ASAP, man, before he gets too old, and then he's just going to get outclassed. He needs a shot at getting into the top 10, getting into the top 5, and then looking for a title shot ASAP. So I think the fight to make is Marlon Chito Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. Chito's fighting Mario Batista at UFC 316, in the next month. It's not a long a distance between them two fighting. So I think it's a good fight to make. Even if Chito loses to Batista, which I think he could, I think he might probably lose to Batista. And if he does, I think it just makes even more sense to book Ayman Zahabi versus Marlon Chito Vera. I think it's a good fight. Chito's a slow starter. Ayman Zahabi as well is a bit slow. So I do think this fight would be boring, I'll be honest. But I do think Ayman Zahabi would maybe win this one. He's got good boxing, really good defense as well. And I think Chito would have to land just a knockout blow to really get Zahabi out of there and get a win. But it's a good fight to make. Good call out by Ayman Zahabi. And I think it'll crack him into the top 10 if he wins this fight. We move on, though, to Manon Fiorot, man. I already pre-clicked it, man. I'm so hyped for this. I love Jasmine Jasudavicius. Best Canadian fucking prospect. Well, one of the best Canadian prospects, and I think she's just going to keep rising to the occasion, man. And Manon Fiorot just got beat down by Valentina Shevchenko, was pretty scared in that fight, was clinching up against the fence. She got her nose broke in, I think, round 1 or round 2. So tough fight for Manon Fiorot. She is really, really tough. And I think this will be a good fight. Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Manon Fiorot. I think it's a really good fight. I think Jasmine deserves a boost in the rankings. She's on a 5-fight win streak right now. 3 coming by way of submission. Really clean stuff. Just submitted Jessica Andrade in a minute of round 1. Literally outstruck her on the feet for a few seconds. Got a really nasty takedown, lifted her up, slammed her, and then got the rear naked choke within a minute, man. Really nice work by Jasmine Jasudavicius. She deserves this. She really, really deserves this. And I think Manon Fiorot has got a solid chance to win this fight as well. This would be a close fight. You can make it a co-main event of a fight night or even a fight night main event, whatever. Do whatever you want. But I think it's a good fight. And I think Jazzy deserves some credit and deserves some hype behind her because she's nasty. She's really, really nasty and she's a fun fighter. But we will move on to the next fighter. we got Alexa Grasso, man. Tough. Alexa Grasso's on a 2-fight losing streak right now. Just lost to Natalia Silva. She really didn't have anything in that fight. I mean, Natalia was bouncing around. She was running a bit, but she was just picking her shots wisely. And every time Alexa Grasso would try to hunt her down and back her up against the cage, she would just get countered so bad. She had massive welts on her forehead. Really wasn't a great look for Alexa Grasso. I think she needs to go back to the drawing board. She needs to, try to figure out what she wants to do going on into the future. And I definitely think she should fight down in the rankings, which is why I think she should fight the winner of this fight, which is we got, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name, Miranda Maverick versus Rose Namajunas. I think that this one's happening Atlanta City. What is it, June 14th? I think it's June 14th. So not too far from now. The timeline will match up pretty well. I think the winner will be ranked number 6 or maybe 5 or 6, and I think Alexa Grasso will be ranked. She'll probably drop down to 3 or 4, which she should, maybe even lower. You never know. But I think she should fight the winner of this, because either way, she'll be fighting down in the rankings, and I think these two women are winnable fights for Alexa Grasso. But she definitely has to go back to the drawing board, figure out why her game plan just didn't work. She didn't have a good game plan for Natalia Silva, why she didn't push the pace better, why she didn't close the distance better and connect better with her punches, because she just really struggled in the fight against Silva. So I think she needs to go back to the drawing board, but I think she should fight the winner of this fight June 14th in Atlanta. I think Namajunas will probably get this one done, but you never know. Miranda Maverick is quite good. So I think she fights the winner of this. Pretty clear, and we will move on. Though we got Benoit Saint Denis. I would say big win, but it's not a big win, man. Let's be honest. They fed Kyle Propolic to Benoit Saint Denis. He subbed him in round 2 with an arm triangle. It was kind of expected. He should have gotten it done in round 1, but it's okay. Good win by BSD. And, I think he should. I don't think he should fight up in the rankings, but he did call for this fight. The other guy called for this fight as well. It makes sense. He made the call out on the mic as well. Book it. Why not? Go for it. BSD versus Gamrot. Why not? Why not, right? I mean, does BSD deserve it? No. I'm not even going to say I love Benoit Saint Denis. Absolute marauder. Absolute marauder. This dude comes forward. He throws hands, chin in the air, whatever. You got clipped by Poirier, got put out, man. And then people are like, it's because it's Poirier. Then got dominated by Moicano, and they're like, Moicano's on a run, right? Always making excuses for BSD. I don't think he is that top level, but he is fun. He is a marauder, and I think he'll bring a fight to Mateusz Gamrot. It could be a fight of the night, because Gamrot, when he is being pushed up, like he got pushed when he was fighting Hooker, he makes it fun. He makes it scrappy. He shoots some takedowns, but he also can throw hands. Mateusz Gamrot, his hands are good. He's getting his boxing better, and I think BSD versus Gamrot would be a really fun scrap back and forth. I don't know if I see a finish even going on in the fight. I could see it going the distance, but I'm gonna side Gamrot for sure. If this fight is booked, for sure I'm gonna side Gamrot, but I think it would be a good fight. And BSD said he's ready in 2-3 weeks. He could replace Klein in their fight in his fight against Gamrot, but we don't know yet. I don't know if that'll actually happen. BSD didn't take much damage against Kyle Propolic, so he definitely could make that turnaround, but we will see what happens. I think that is the best matchup for BSD, though. We will see. We move on, though, to the final guy, Mike freaking Malott. Mike Proper Malott defending the fucking house Saturday night, boys. You love to see it. In Canada, you love to see it. Knocks out Charles Radke. Round 2, TKO, beautiful check left hook, drops him, finishes him on the ground. Nice, nasty work by Mike Malott. Besides his slip up and his rough fight against Neil Magny, which hear me out, he was winning the entirety of that fight. The entirety of that fight. He was 30 seconds away from being ranked number 13 in the world. Like, oh man, every time I watch that fight back, I'm like, damn it, Mike. Like, oh, he was so close. So close. He just had to survive those 30 seconds. But he quit. He kind of quit. He got put in a bad position. He was really tired. All the pressure was on him as well. You can't hate on him for it. And since then, he's on a 2-fight win streak. Beat Trevin Giles. It wasn't the most fun fight, but he did say in the post-fight interview he needed to get back in the win column. He did do exactly that. And then he just showed out in Montreal and got a nasty TKO over Charles Radke. This dude's good. Mike Malott is one of our best Canadian prospects. By far, I think he deserves a fight, right outside the top 15. Somebody who has been a guy who's been around for a while, and if he gets a nice win and if he gets a finish, I think he deserves a ranked opponent, gets back into the potential of being in the top 15, and that guy is, oh my goodness, I just mixed up his name. Jake Matthews, man. Jake Matthews, Mike Malott, great fight. I think this would be a fun fight, honestly. Jake Matthews, really, really solid boxer, tight boxing, and very, very crisp with his shots. I think Mike Malott would have some fun striking exchanges with him, be able to mix it up on the ground as well. You know, Jake Matthews isn't the best on the ground. I could see Mike Malott maybe getting a submission, but if they do throw hands, it'll be really fun, really scrappy, and I think Mike Malott could get it done, man. But I do think Jake Matthews could as well. I mean, it would be a close fight. It would be a really close fight. I would side Mike Malott, but it would be close for sure. I think it's a great fight. I think if Mike Malott gets a nice finish here in this fight, in this matchup, if this is booked, I think then he deserves a top 15 for sure. And hopefully we get some Canadians, man. We get some Canadians going for the title, going for the top 15, going for the top 10, going for the top 5. We got some women going already. We got Jillian Robertson. We got Jasmine Joseph, man. We got Eamon Zahabi rising up. We got Mike Malott rising up, man. It's you love to see it. You love to see it as a Canadian. You love to see it, but that's the entire video, boys. If you guys did enjoy, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments if you guys like my matchmaking. If not, drop it down in the comments as well, and I will catch you boys in the next one. See you.